Good morning, everybody. Cheryl here with Art Before Breakfast, and I'm excited. Today is cover day. And after I said I didn't want to use this guy, I searched high and low for the perfect image, and I could not find what I wanted. I had something in mind, and I couldn't find it. So I've come back to this guy. I think we can even get his toys on here. If I cut off maybe around that bugle. So we're going to use this. And yes, it's very similar to last year's, but nobody is going to see them side by side. And so I think it will be just fine. I think it will be fine. We'll know, but that's it. Hey, Cheryl, you're up early. I'm sorry. Been up since 5:30. Hey, I'm sorry. I was just sitting here thinking away and totally forgot we were on live. Getting into my little fussy cutting. So we're going to use this guy. Now, Tony had wanted me to use, she wanted to see how to use an old book cover to make the journal, the cover, use it for the cover for this one. And this one's nice because it really doesn't have anything on the cover. And so I was going to do something like this, but the reason I didn't is because my printer is doing weird things with the color. And it's very yellowish, and I just didn't want a yellow. So I decided not to use that. So here is the book that we're going to use. Oh, before I get into that, let me show you these. There's one more blue, and there's one a little more blue. This one's got some green in it. These are clocks. I just haven't put the hands on them yet and the motors for the back. But I had a custom order for a clock, and I was real low on them, so I made up 3. And when I work on Sunday, I'll take them in for the lady, but aren't those pretty? And then it'll hang up on her wall. Aren't those cool? And this is all texture in here. Let me put these out of the way so I don't ruin them. And let's get back to this. All right, so this is the book I chose. We'll definitely have to have something on the cover. This is a National Geographic book. And there's some cool pictures, but because this is like around the Second World War, there's a lot of war type pictures. Now, that one's okay. And I can, the ones that aren't war related, I can take the pictures out and use them, but some of them are just not like this stuff. Unless somebody wants that, I probably would not use it. So Yeah, there's some different things in here, but overall, it really wasn't a book that I wanted to keep just because of the prevalence of. But I can use the old book pages, although they are a little bit shiny. Oops, let me put a bookmark on this page. Tokyo. Oh, now these are nice. These I would use. Look at all those pretty bird pages. So I'll cut those out. All right, so this is the book we're going to use. So for some of you, you may know this, and Tony will have to go back and rewatch it because I can't, she doesn't usually come in till maybe around halfway, but I can't wait that long. So let's just take, I was looking for I have two of them out here now, and I was putting them up here so that I would lose them. But do you think there's one up there now that I can find? No. And I don't see it in all the usual places that I would. So I'm just going to use this little pair of scissors. All right. So you need a book that has a cover that will separate from the spine. So you need to have that little gap in there. If you don't, if this is all just glue and the pages are glued in, your book is not going to work because you're not going to be able to get those pages out. And then there's a little like, I don't know, bookbinder's tape or fabric. I don't know what it is. And that has a gap behind it. So what you're going to do is just, this is better done with a craft knife. That's the only thing. I've been up all morning getting ready for this. It's very much better with a craft knife. Let me see if I can find it. Because then you just run your craft knife down the tape thing. You have to be careful though. You don't want to cut your spine. So this is kind of the long way of doing it. Come on. But you just want to go down and cut that. Hang on, let me look a little more again here because I really would like to have that. Craft knife, either one of them would be good. I am so scatterbrained. And I was being so good about keeping them put up so that I could always find them. But you know, oh, here's this one. Yay. Oh, they're both up there. I was putting them away. I was never going to find them on my desk. All right. So here we go. Much easier. So you just want to cut through this little paper that's holding the book pages in so that all you're left with is the cover. And like I said, be careful not to cut the spine. The second side is easier. Second side is always easier than the first, and they've got a little bit of, oh, this is that book binding stuff. There we go. All right, so there's the first side. And here's the second. And if you want to use a lot of these, I suggest that you go to a thrift store or a like yard sale or estate sale, somewhere you can get books really, really cheap, like 50 cents or $1, and just buy up several books that have, this loose spine like this. You can see the spine is fine. And I'm not sure yet, it's going to be a big old journal. I'm not sure yet if we can use this spine. I have to check. And then you have all these pages that you can use for whatever. Okay. All right. So there is that. Let's clean it up just a little bit here. But yeah, you could, there we go. That looks a little better. You could do up a bunch of these. And I know, Cheryl, you said you've got a lot of these stored up, right? Oh, she just did a BRB on me. And so this one might be a little big, but I didn't have anything that was closer in size. And that's the only challenge you're going to have. Now, if you are just making your journal from scratch and you haven't put your signatures together, you're going to, cut it and then sew in. Well, there's a heart. It's like not chipboard, but so now we have to decide if the spine is the right size, and we'll hold our two signatures. And if it won't, then we're going to have to shorten or, enlarge our spine. I'm trying to be really careful not to cut through the spine when I'm doing this. And I just want to get it. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, we got two choices in how we put this. We can make a hidden spine where you don't see the threads on the outside of the spine, or we can just put in a spine and sew it in like normal, where you sew through the spine. And so you guys tell me, would you like to make a hidden spine? I've actually never done one of those, but it's not hard from what I've seen. Okay, so what I'm talking about is we can, whatever our spine's going to be, I don't know yet because we haven't tested it. Whatever our spine's going to be is going to be there. This is pretty thick. And we can do it where the threads, come out here. Or we can take our signatures and bind them to a piece of fabric. Okay, hang on. I wanted to close that. Or we can take a piece of fabric that is, where's a piece of fabric? Well, I don't see anything big enough. Let's say we use this. We wouldn't use a piece of lace, but it's handy. So you would cut a strip of fabric that was over by a bit, it went over into the pages, and then you would take your signatures and do a regular stitch so that they were stitched to this, and then you would glue that fabric down on either side. That's how you would do that. And so the stitching would all be inside this spine. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Now let's do this too, because I don't think that spine's going to be big enough. Boy, that book it's not bad on and that's the reason I picked this one. It's not bad on, how far it goes out this way, but I do have extra room. It is a bit tall. Well, I could cut these down some because we're going to cover all this anyway. All right, so I think we're going to have to do a new spine because I don't want to make this a gator mouth. And see how I haven't got quite everything in, almost. It's very close. But just that, see how much of a gator mouth that is? And so I don't think we want that. Hello. So I just cut apart my book, and I'm thinking that the spine is not going to be the right size. That I'm going to need it a lot fatter. Oops. And I'll clean this up too once I get it off of here. So we're going to have to patch in a new spine. I'm not seeing any of my. There it is. Wasn't seeing my live chat. So I'm going to go right down this little spine here. There's a little indentation. And then we'll have to see how big we need our spine. So the problem is, unless you make your papers specifically to fit the book, the only challenge you really have with this is, finding the right size cover. Like we have our signatures made, and for the width, it's perfect. For the, okay. It's the front. But yeah, or if I was making a journal to go in this book, well, I probably wouldn't pick this book. I would pick something smaller, and then I would just, cut it down. So yeah, I would have done it probably very differently, but this is okay. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Let me just say it that way. Okay. Cheryl, I know you've done this. Juju, have you ever done one of these? I know Cheryl has because she told me she's got a whole bunch of book covers that are all prepped and waiting to be made into a journal. Man, this is tough. You know what I'm going to do? I'll be right back. I'm going to go over to my my metal cutter, and I'm going to put a nice clean edge on these. That thing weighs 100 pounds, so there's no way I can bring it to the camera. But it won't take very long. All right. All right. We've got nice straight covers now. Hear all that noise? I've got so much crap on the floor that I can't keep everything straight. All right. So here we have our book covers now, and see how nice and smooth they are. So now we need to figure out how tall do we need this book. Now I'm not going to throw this away because I may be making a cover one time and I need to put a spine in, and this would make a nice spine. So I'm not going to throw that away. What I am going to do here is measure these. Were just sitting in here. Wow. I just had them. That looks like it's going to be a 5-inch spine. So I'm going to make it 5.5 just in case. And what I'm going to do is take some of this real heavy cardboard and I'm going to make it 5. I'm going to make it as long as this. I know, but it's really chunky. So let's do this. Let's look at, and I may not need to make it no. Yeah. We need to make it 5 inches this way. Okay. So let's do that, or at least hold it up together. And I'll be back. I'm going to go cut this again. My paper cutter may go through this, but it's a pretty heavy cardboard. Yeah, I think this is going to be too big. I can't imagine we would need it that big. And it also doesn't look straight. So I'll clean this one up with the paper cutter. Okay, let's set our signatures in here. Okay, and we can. Oh, yeah, that's way too wide. Where in the world did I get 6 inches? Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I don't know what I did, but it's way, I don't need that much. Okay, we'll cut that off straight. And then I'm going to take it down to 3 inches. And it may be a little bit of a gator mouth. I think it'll be. Now see, this looks to me, and maybe it's just because now it looks straight. Okay, and then what do you guys think? Should I cut it down some? Because here's what it's going to be like. If I have all of this, let's say right here, I've got this much extra book space at the top. And I could cut it down to, I could take an inch, no, 3/4 of an inch. I don't know. What do you? Yeah, I'm afraid it'll start fraying and coming apart. And I hate that it's that much bigger than this, but all right. So let's see. How tall do we need this? Split what difference? Yeah, I'm just getting at the total length right now for the spine. Not for anything else, just the spine. And then we'll start taping it together. Yeah, I will. Absolutely will. All right. All right, that should be all the cutting that I have to do. Now, ladies, we have to decide, are we going to use fabric or paper for the outside cover? I'm going to have to lay these down here. I suppose I could peel off this tape, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, this looks to be a little. a little bit too tall. What Cheryl said. Yeah, yeah, I'm just not to that point yet. Do we want fabric or paper for the outside? I like both. I usually make fabric covers, but this just does not seem straight to me, and it's not. It's not straight. Is my paper cutter not working right? It's still not straight. I'll be right back. I'm going back to the cutter. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't cut straight. Does that ever happen to you guys? You're trying to make something straight and you just can't do it? Okay, I'm going to do it one other way. So this is the struggle for making these things, isn't it? I put it on my cutter and it looks straight, but it's not. Okay, I am 2, 3. So I made it 2 3/4. I'm going to, I don't know what the deal is. I just don't know what the deal is. 2 3/4. Now down here, not right. Yep. You should be able to just line up those things on your paper trimmer or whatever, and they should be correct, but it is wider at the bottom. So I'm going to take this here. Okay. I'm going to put this out here. That one right there. Now it's right. Almost. Off a little bit up here. Just clean that up with the scissors. All right, I'm back on track now. Did you guys think about whether you want a hidden spine or a regular spine? I'm going to work on one side of this at a time. All right. And what we're going to do here is leave a little bit of gap so that that spine can open and close. What is regular? I don't know what regular means. Yeah, and I do have some bells too. I'm not that far yet. I'm just trying to get this thing put together. You know what will help determine this is I'm just going to tape over it first, hold it, and then we'll have the yeah, I know. Me too. Okay, so that bends just right. And then this side. I don't know if I have any paper that's going to be that long, so we may have to use fabric. Yeah, that's about both sides. All right. All right, I think we now have a new book. Oops. And that'll all get filled in when we. Okay, so Juju, what was your, I think when you said you want to do it regular, were you talking about paper, Cheryl, for the cover? Yeah, that's, where did I get 5 inches? Wow. Okay, so that works. And it keeps it just nice and, flat. It's not a gator mouth at this point. That goes there. All right. You guys put it. Oh, regular spine. Oh, it just the. I mean, if people are watching this, sometimes you look at those videos that people have posted, and it all goes together just perfect. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't always. I mean, there are people that probably do multiple takes of some of those things, just trying to get them. I'm going to go ahead and put. Let's see, that tape isn't even sticking down on the front. I'm going to go ahead and put down. I should have bent this. Put it down. Sometimes I use Tyvek on this, glue it on. Okay. So I got a little bubble in there. That's all right. We'll cover all that up. But yeah, these things never, one, you can never get everything absolutely perfect. Okay, there we go. So now, if this is going to be our image for the cover, here are my choices. And I don't even know. I may have to do it. That's kind of pretty. I may have to cover both sides individually and then put another strip with like lace on it or something down the spine because I don't have a piece, Christmas piece, that's big enough to go all the way around. So here's this one. That would be the cover. What did we do last year? Oh, I used a napkin last year. I used napkin on there. I don't think that's going to work this year because it's just not going to work this year. But I can do this, and then I've got enough for, oh yeah, I've got plenty for the other side. And so we cover this and we cover that, and then something here down the middle, and we can put the green, we can put black. So the choices are red, so take a look at that and see what you think about that. I like that a lot. I have red. I have blue. And that's kind of pretty too. Okay, we've got red and blue. That's still not. Red, blue, green. I use this a lot. Eh. I'm going to opt out for the green because I just think it's too much green. It's too busy. And then the other one I have is that black one. I don't see the big piece. I see a bunch of little pieces, but I'm not seeing the big piece. And then I do have this that would go all the way around, but I don't think this really keeps with the theme of the journal. I don't know, because we didn't do kind of cutesy drawn things. It's more like retro, and I don't even know if we could get. Yeah, that would cover the whole thing. So we've got that one. And now, where did I stash the black one? You guys tell me. I like that one, but I just don't know that it really matches the journal, the feeling of the journal, the vibe. Yeah, let's see in here if I can find. What I did with the black, because I'm not seeing it. Oh. I don't know if this will go all the way around. I've also got this. It's a napkin. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. And no, it doesn't go all. Okay, so what I have left, and we may just have to go with the red because I can't find the red or this. Oh, the blue. The blue or the red. The red. Okay. I'm good with that. So what we're going to do, and I've never done this before, use two different fabrics. Let's go this way. So I want to put it, God, no. Oh, that was funny. And then cut it off. I always like to cut more rather than less. Okay. Oh, God, no. She says, God, no, please. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to cut it off at the edge, too. I want it to go. Okay, we'll go about. Well, maybe that's okay. Oh, and you know what? If I go over to the middle here, and then I go to the middle on this one, and just stitch over them, like down the middle, put a zigzag stitch, I don't think you would ever know, because then I can put lace over it. And I don't think you'd ever know that. Let's do that. Let's just. I know. That was funny, though. God, no. Don't do it to us. So what do you think about that idea? Just, I'll glue them and then I will stitch over. Maybe I won't stitch. Maybe I'll just glue them. And so that is going like halfway in between here. That gives us plenty over there. And we'll glue these two together. Hang on. There are no problems that we can't fix, right, girls? I don't have enough space here. The only thing that worries me about this is when I try to do stuff like this, I always screw up the measurements. But I think this is okay. Let me put the other pin in, then we'll turn it over and look on the back side. Well, it doesn't look exactly even. There we go. All right, I'm going to sew it. Wish me luck. I wish I had one more pin. Hang on. I got to get one more pin. And I've got white thread, so I think that'll work. Okay, I'm not going to use these great big corsage pins. They're too big. Come on. Oh, I know that's the hinge side, so how come I can't open these? No tape there. No tape there. I'm going to end up, hi, Susan. I am making the cover. And it's actually coming along very nicely. Ouch. And don't poke yourself. That's not what you should be doing. Okay, that looks pretty straight to me. You don't measure. It doesn't work anyway. So why bother, right? I just don't want this to come out of alignment. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want it all wonky either. Oops. Okay, and I knew I would do this. I went all the way through. And that would have been a disaster. That would have been a disaster. Okay, that one I didn't. This one I did. And you watch, Juju. I'm going to pick this up and it's just going to be all crooked. Okay, close those, spill them all over. Yeah. I think that's it. So what I'm doing, Susan, is I didn't have enough fabric to go around the book. So here's our book. I cut the spine out, cut the pages out. It's going to be a big one. It's a 3-inch journal. But I didn't have enough fabric to go all the way around. And so I took let's do one more fix. So I took 2 pieces. I'm going to sew them together. They should come together right over or very close to the spine. And then I will put lace over the spine to cover up that seam. But I don't think you'll notice it because I just don't think you will. But I keep measuring because I don't want to screw it up. And I am good for screwing up anything that comes to having to measure, as I have already proven this morning. But have you ever done a book like this where you take out the spine and you put in a new spine, Susan? So I'm thinking just a straight stitch, and I might put two, one right next to each other. So let me run over here to the sewing machine real quick. So and yeah, I thought about putting a zigzag on there, but I think that will make it too noticeable. So I think I'll just keep it to a straight stitch. My bobbin's getting very low, so that'll be the next thing that happens. I'll have to stop and change the bobbin. All right. Okay. Come on. Okay, here we go. These pins out. Oh yeah, I think that came out nice. I don't know if I need to put a second one. You guys tell me, because this one's hardly noticeable. Do I need a second thread, or do you think that'll keep it nice and strong? I guess I don't need another one. All right, what I am going to do though, well, hi, Alyssa. We're making our cover for the Christmas journal. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to glue it down because it'll have lace over the top of that. So here's our piece of fabric now for the cover. Here's the cover, and then here's going to be our image for the cover. All right, so now, and I may need to like do all the gluing offline because we're going to run out of time, but this is what it will look like. And then we need, I usually do the inside. Oh, that's going to be really pretty. See, that seam goes like right down the middle of the spine, and then that'll be on the front. Won't that be cute? I'll probably tuck a couple of other things in, but, and I can get all the toys. He goes right out to the edge. And the other thing that I want to do is put some ribbon on the inside for ties. And so I want to be able to, well, actually, that will go, we'll put this down first, and then let's put paper on the inside. So let's figure out, now like that might be a pretty one. We're going to have to do the same thing on the inside. So as long as I have 2 sheets of it, because it's not going to be wide enough. So we could have that for the inside. I kind of like that, because then this will come over. This will come over and be underneath, and then this, so these two will be together. I like this paper. What do you guys think? Let me show you what other choices we have. I don't think we want to do brown with that. I have one of those left. We could do this, but we don't really have any of that teal color. Now this would work too. Kind of shimmery. That would work for the inside. So this is B. This is A. Okay, A. So that would be together like that. Or B, that's pretty too. Although the reds are, this is a deeper red. It's not quite the same color red. We have this one. Again, this is a real bright red, and the reds in here are a darker red color. I don't know about that one. Don't want brown. Oh, this is pretty if we had 2 of these, but I only have 1. There's an all red one, but more of that teal color and brown. So I think it's going to be this green. What do you guys think? I'm not going to take it out just now. So I will get those 2 down. And thank you, Alyssa. I sure hope you come back more often. I know for a while there we were seeing a bit of you. All right, so there's going to be that and that. And then I'll sew through the spine to give us our journals. And I'll definitely do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. And then we'll put the Santa on the front. Are you guys okay with me doing that offline? And because we are, well, we're only 9:35, we could get started. And you always want to do this with it folded and figure out how much you have left over, because sometimes, especially with the spine, you may not be able to do it. Now, do you guys, when you're doing this, do you put the glue on the fabric or the book? I think I put it on the book. And then I lay the book down on top of. I think I put it on the book. And I am going to use Fabri-Tac for this, and I am going to take the lid off and there's this, so I can spread it. Okay, here's another question for you. Should I use art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac? Oh, you've never made one of these? Okay, here's a good amount of glue. And if I don't get it right up to the edges, that's not a big deal because we're going to fold the fabric under. I need to order more Fabri-Tac. I'm out after this bottle. Come on. All right. We glue snob said Fabri-Tac always. Well, I just hate the way it smells, and as long as you get it pulled out or smoothed out enough, it won't come through the fabric. That's what I don't like, is when it comes through the fabric and you get this big shiny spot in your fabric. Okay, I think that's good enough. And for these little corners, they'll wrap around anyway. All right. Oh, it's starting to dry. Good. So now okay. Good thing there's no up and down in this fabric. It's non-directional pattern, and I love that. All right, so now I'm going to take this, and I just want to smooth it down. You do have a little room to, stretch it out, make it just right. Oh, that seam is right in the middle of the spine. That's perfect. Who called that so perfectly? It couldn't have been me, because it had to do with measuring. Yeah, I know. I'm just so used to working with Fabri-Tac when I have fabric. But it's a lot of glue to. Now, I do want to get this, and I think I might use some art glitter glue for this if I can. Oh, that one. Where'd all those little pins go? There's one. I couldn't find my line co. What is line co? I do want to put a good amount of glue, like right down where that bend is. Oh, hey, I was going to announce today that there's nobody here. Well, there are people here, but not the whole group. Well, hi, Shamika. I think on Monday, what we'll do is the final flip through. And then I'm going to do a bit of a trivia contest with you guys for just things that you've learned about me. See if you've been paying attention. It'll be a little trivia thing, and I'll have some prizes, and we'll have some fun. Okay, you want to kind of press that crease down. So that it bends nicely. Yeah, that works. It's kind of funky here because I had some extra tape, but the lace is going to go over that. So, you know, if I had put some acetone in here, it wouldn't be so darn thick. And I bought some. I have some upstairs. I just didn't put it in. Oh, you guys, you know how I went into that other store in Hendersonville here? Well, I hate to tell you guys, but I'm already moving out. Well, January 31st will be my last day because I had to give a 30-day notice. We just did not mesh, her and I. Yeah, trivia. So, you know, think about what you've learned about me, places I've lived. Whoops, that was stupid. Yeah, she's a very nice lady, and I don't have any ill will towards her. I just could not deal with, she'd tell you something and forget that she told you, and about important stuff too, about like they're doing a whole store reset, like about where my stuff would go. And she told me she'd been waiting on me, like it was my fault that I didn't know about where I was going to be, because she was waiting to hear from me if I wanted the jewelry space. And I have an email that I sent to her. She had emailed me and said, do you want to have a jewelry space? I have room for you. And I emailed back right away. I said, yes, 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 I do want it. Well, she's now telling me that she's been waiting for the last week or so for me to respond to her and let her know if I won the jewelry spot. I'm like, go look at your email. Just go read your email. And you'll see that I did respond. And it's stuff like that that's just really frustrating. It's like she told me where my space was going to be, and it's an odd shaped space because there's a stairway coming down into it. But I mean, we talked for a long time about it. We went down and looked at it. We measured it out, and I wrote down all the measurements. And I go in there a week ago, and there's a display. Somebody's moved into my space, the part of it that's wonky. And so I said something to her. I said, oh, somebody's moved into my space. Because I had something to go there. I just hadn't brought it in yet. I have a tree that I was going to put a bunch of ornaments on. And she was like, okay, I'll take care of it. And so I didn't think anything of it until I come back in the next time, and it's still there. Now, what I want to put up is ornaments. So there's a limited shelf life on that stuff, right? There we go. Ooh, this is getting kind of tight at the top here. Well, it turns out it was her stuff, and she had set up that display. And I said, well, that's where you had said my space. No, your space goes from here to here, and that is not part of the space that you're renting. And I was just really frustrated. And this one gets really small. I might glue down another strip of this or glue some together and pull it over. Because we're fine everywhere except right here. So she swore up and down. We went round and round about it, and it really kind of pissed me off because, I know what she told me. I took notes on it and I wrote down all the measurements, and she said, nope. She said, that is not your spot. And she got mad at me because I kept saying, no, that's my spot. And so I had to argue with her about that. And I never did win that argument. And I don't know. The last straw was yesterday when she told me that she had been waiting on me about the jewelry space. I said, no, go back through your emails. You'll find it there. I did respond. So anyway, there were just so many things that, there are plenty of examples of how that happened. And I just didn't feel comfortable. I just didn't feel comfortable. So what I'm going to do is glue in another piece here, because that all gets covered up anyway. And although I am doing really well, I've already sold 7 of my night lights in there, but it's just stressful when, you go in and something that you were told is now something different. And it's hard to do business that way. So I was honest with her. I said, communication is an issue. And I just, it's like my husband told me. He says, don't stay there if it's stressing you out. He said, you're retired. This should be your time to enjoy yourself and do the things that you want to do in your retirement, not things that you have to do. I said, yeah, that's right. And so I told her yesterday that I was leaving. And she took it really well. I think she knows, because we've had these little issues where, she will have said something and then go back on it. And I have, been saying stuff to her. So I don't know. I just decided. And I'll look around next year. I know there's more stores around here that sell like handmade stuff. Too much drama. That is exactly right. And that is the last thing I need in my life is drama. I got enough of that to last me a lifetime and still have some left over to share. Okay. There we go. Now I can. You know what I really like about these silicone brushes? Oh, Tony. Oh. Yeah, I guess there's a whole bunch of vendors leaving at the end of the year. So I'm guessing if she's doing it to me, she's doing it to other people too. And I don't think she's intentionally, trying to be an ass about this stuff. I think she truly forgets. I think she just has a lot on her mind and she forgets what she discussed. And then she put out this memo that said, going forward, all communications have to be in writing. I'm like, well, that's probably a really good idea. See, which ones do I do first? I do the long ones first. See, I should have come down a little more with this. And before I fold this over, I want to miter the corners. All right. I have problems with corners. I miter them, but they won't line up, or it gets the edge of the fabric, so they kind of start fraying, and I just have a hard time with this whole corner thing. But I mostly use the book corners, or the corners, the metal corners, so that usually covers it up. Hey, and you guys, did you know, I found this out earlier this year, and I found it out the hard way. There are 2 different sizes. So Tony, if you're still here, you'll have to go back and watch. I took an old book like you asked me to, and I had to take the spine out because it wasn't big enough. And then I made a new spine and put it in. And now we're covering it. I like to use fabric on the front of my journals. And then paper on the inside. Okay. So there is the bottom. Now, hey, Big Mama. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I do, because I know that you wanted to. You know what? I need more of that. I need another piece along here. I'm doing a little bit of. I just had those because I just cut. What did I do with them? Did you guys see what I did with my scissors? I am so lame. There they are. Let's just take. Bye, Tony. Have a very Merry Christmas. If you can come back on Monday, we're going to do trivia and a final flip through on the journal, and it's just going to be a fun day. And I'm going to do trivia, some about Christmas and some about me. We'll see how well you ladies were paying attention. So that'll be on Monday. We'll have some prizes and oh yeah. I won't be on Christmas Day though, because we're going up to the kids' house and have Christmas with the grandkids and son and daughter-in-law. So I won't be here on Christmas Day. Oh, I'm going to go this way because looks like this way has more fabric on it, but I just want to have enough to wrap around because I didn't measure it quite properly. All right. Now we can do this one. I'm going to let that dry for a little bit though. Originally, when we didn't know if we were going to be home, I was going to do a Christmas live, but we're not going to be home. We are not going to be home. Well, hi, Cindy. I'm just finishing up the. Now, remind me, because I think you've been here before. And I'm just not enough for me to remember you as a regular yet. But I think you've been here before. I'm pretty sure. All right. All right, let's start down at this other end. Yeah, I thought I recognized your name. You know what? I'm going to put this down with art glitter glue. I think it will work just fine. I hate dealing with that Fabri-Tac, especially mine, because it's so heavy, so thick. And like I said, I bought some acetone, but I haven't thinned down my Fabri-Tac with it yet. I'll just spread this out. And it really doesn't matter what all this looks like, because we will put, we'll be putting paper over it right up to the top. So it really won't matter, that this isn't straight or, I mean, I guess it matters if you're a perfectionist, but that's far from me. It's not, well, in some things that's a skill I own, but not for this. All right, let's miter these corners. I forgot to do this corner. Okay. Let's pull this up and over. Tangle the threads here. And I can glue all that stuff down again when I get this. Just have to pull it real tight. And I got to put this side down again. Oh, there we go. Now this one has dried. At least we have enough to go over the top edge comfortably. Yep. There, and that's where it's glued together. The two pieces when I added on those extensions, and you really can't tell, but it's going to be covered up. So, all right. So we're at 10. I'm going to stop this for now, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and I'll show it all on Monday because I'm going to do this offline. And part of it will be a surprise. So there's the front cover, and then this is going to go here. This is what we're going to use for the image on the cover. Okay. And this paper is going to be the inside. So that's that. I will finish it up and then I'll sew the signatures in and, do that kind of stuff. But that's going to be our journal cover. We had to do a little, not mending because it wasn't torn. It just wasn't long enough. This red fabric wasn't long enough to go around the whole book. So what I did is I took 2 pieces of fabric and I stitched right down the middle so that and then I plan to put lace over this. So you'll never know that it, it's 2 pieces of paper. All right. Now, real quick, I want to go through the signatures and show you what I did yesterday. So I actually started it Wednesday after we got off the show. I started. Trying to see where I put those signatures down. I have them because we were measuring with them. There they are. All right, real quick. Not that one. This is the first one. Oh, and I will put some ribbon there. All right. I've in this signature, I think it's this one, I have inked around all of the pages. So they've all been distressed, and this goes like this. So we've got the Santa here. Whoops, let me get up in camera. Okay, so we have the Santa, we have this little mouse. I put this little card in here, and we've got Frosty the Snowman with some lace. I did put splatters. Susan Gasway, if you're still here. Are you having to leave? Okay. And then on all the pages that are going to be writing pages, I put a little rub on that I put on some fabric. And so that's going to just be a writing page. These things, I hated them because they wouldn't move, right? Or they moved when we closed it, and I just didn't like them. So I glued them down. So this is just now a pretty page. Okay, I just glued them down. Added some cheesecloth and a Merry Christmas up here, and then I did some splatters. Home for the holidays. Oh, no. Nope, I'm going to go through this real quick. I just added a rub-on up here. I thought it needed something. Added some lace here, some old lace, because I thought it went with that. And then just the rub-on here. Oh, I added a piece of old lace at the top, and I put 2 pink poinsettias to go with all the pink on this page. Oh, okay. This is actually an envelope, and I made it a flip out. There's that black paper I was looking for. I'm thinking about the front, and I was really struggling with it. And I might need to use another card that doesn't have Santa on this side, but I have that. If I put this like this, would that be good for this page? I think that's cute. Hey, KK, you like it, Shamika? You like everything I do. I love it when you're here. So I think I'm going to put that on there like that. And then, like I said, you'll have this flip out. I don't have anything in there yet, but I will. I haven't even put, no, this one isn't finished. I haven't put that'll be a writing space. And then the blue, and I'll probably put lace down this one since the blue is pretty pale. And then this one, again, is the tag. And then the little rub-on thing again. Now, I'm not sure, since this is a writing page, I may just leave this as a writing page as well. And then this is the belly band with Santa peeking out, and some lace on this side for Santa. This side, I put down this little cutout, put some lace on here, and I put 2 little cards in here. And I may put a little ribbon tab at the top so you can pull them out with the ribbon tab. I think this page I'm going to splatter with gold. This is that little envelope that I had last time, but I hadn't glued it down. So I put it, and we decided to put it on the back of this envelope. And then I have the little tag in there that says December. This one I already had. Oh, this I made. So this was some tissue paper in the back, and it was all Christmassy tissue paper. And so I put 3 little pockets on this page, and I think it needs something else. I'll figure it out. And then I put 3 little pieces in each pocket. You guys like that? So I did 2 red pockets and a green one in the middle. Oh, on this one, I put some little cards up here at the top and a flower, and then our thing down here. Okay, so that's one signature. Put that up there. The other signature is this one, and I still need to do a little bit on here. I need to fix this, and I think I'm going to attach it to the card rather than the lace over here. This piece, I'm going to leave it as is. I just added lace to it. We had this already. I think you guys saw these are the little double journal cards that go in those. This is one of the first things we made along with that. It's more lace with Santa. And I think we had this before. This is just a little tuck spot. Oh, I added the 3 poinsettias here. I thought it needed something more. So I don't know if I did this before, but I had a piece of lace. This is an envelope flap. I had a piece of lace over it, and then this green ribbon, and then the poinsettias on it. And then the little, because this really is a writing page, the little thing here. Little snowman here. This one we did a long time ago. And then on the inside, that hasn't changed. This needs something else. I need another tag in there, or I need something, some bling on it. It's just too blah, but I will fix that. Another writing page. This is an envelope, so I want to decorate this with some kind of a tag or something, and I just haven't made it yet. This page, I don't remember what I was going to do on this page now. I think I was going to, I don't know, I don't remember. I have to think about it. I put the green fabric down. I'm just not sure what I was going to do with it. And then this one, oh, I did this. This was the house page, and I didn't want to really put anything else. I'm going to leave this for writing. So I put the little burlap deer and a little holly thing up in the corner. I'm glad, Shamika. And then this, y'all know, is one of my favorite things. This and this. I don't know, did I have this down the other day? I don't remember if I did. I used the black fabric to make a pocket for this guy, and then I just put a piece of coffee dyed paper in there for writing on. And then the girl and the stocking, what we've had. So that's the second signature. So there we go. That is our cover, or our signatures, along with the cover. And finish putting these together. But I want to do this enough that I can it's a 3-inch spine, so it's chunky, and then that's going to go on the front. And I'll probably have some lace across the top because it might go down. I'll probably put some lace up here and finish cutting him out. But that's how it's going to be. So it will be done by Monday. I said that about today, but there's a lot of work. All the little things, like all the distressing all the pages and putting all the little things on, and it's a lot of work. So yeah, this is going to be similar to last year's, but not exactly the same. So that's it, my friends. That's where we are, and I will have it done by Monday. It will be, whatever's not done on Monday isn't going to get done. Let's just put it that way. All right, everybody, I am going to hang it up now. We're a little bit over, so I'll let y'all go, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. And if I don't see you on Monday, have a very Merry Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Have a wonderful holiday. All right, everybody. Bye.